So children, when we were studying the bifurcation of expenses, मैंने आपको बताया था that expenses are classified in two categories. Up till buying we call them as direct, and after buying we call them as indirect expenses. And further indirect expenses were classified into four categories. Operating, जो business activities के बढ़ने से बढ़ेंगे, and business activities के कम होने से they will go down. They were further classified into two categories: office and administrative, and selling and distribution. Followed by non-operating expenses, which would remain same irrespective you are a big businessman or a small businessman. Irrespective your sales are very high or very low, these expenses remain same. We call them as non-operating. Then items like depreciation and loss on sale of assets, we categorize them as non-cash items. And setting aside some profit to be used in future, children, we call that activity as appropriation, and the noun used to represent it known as reserve or transfer to reserve. बात समझ में आ गई? Similarly, incomes were classified in two categories. The principal revenue of the business gets generated from whichsoever source. We call it as operating revenue or operating income. All other incomes apart from this are known as what? Non-operating. So all these indirect incomes and expenses, children, will appear in an account titled as profit and loss. So like trading account used to record direct expenses and direct incomes, this account used to record indirect expenses and indirect incomes. And first and foremost, children, we start the preparation of PL by putting or the opposite, that is gross loss. It depends what from trading account we have transported. खोपड़े में बात गई पक्का. अब मैं ब्रह्मास्त्र बताता हूं आपको इसके लिए. After preparing trading account, whatsoever expenses we still see in our trial balance, we call them as indirect. And all these indirect expenses will go where? In PL account. Trading में sale जैसी income आपने लिख दी. After that, whatsoever incomes we have, they will appear in profit and loss account. बात सबको समझ में आ गई पक्का? तो इस इंपॉर्टेंट नोट को अपनी कॉपी में लिख लीजिए, ये बहुत काम की चीज है चिल्ड्रन. राइट दिस नोट इन योर कॉपीज. आफ्टर प्रिपरेशन ऑफ trading account, the residue left as expenses and incomes in trial balance shall be classified as indirect ones and will be posted in profit and loss account. Understood this, children? Will be posted in profit and loss account. So this is the Brahmastra for preparing PL. So trading आपने बना लिया. अब उसके अलावा whatsoever expenses and incomes are left, they will go where, children? In profit and loss account. And if we see in profit and loss account, children, that credit side is more, income is more, we call it as net profit. And if debit side is more, expense is more, we call it as net loss. This is the final profit of the business. If we have profit, it will be added with capital. If it's loss, it will be subtracted. Why we do this? जब बैलेंस शीट पढ़ेंगे तब मैं आपको लॉजिक बताऊंगा. और एक लॉजिक अभी बताना बाकी है. ओनली कैरेज इज रिटन, पक्का एक्सपेंस है. कुड बी ऑन बाइंग, कुड बी ऑन सेलिंग. बट व्हेन नथिंग इज मेंशन्ड, हम क्या अज्यूम करते हैं? डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंस. और ट्रेडिंग में लिखते हैं और बोला था ना पीएल पढ़ा देंगे तो बता देंगे, अभी थोड़ा पहले ही बताता हूँ। जितनी जल्दी से जल्दी आप अपने एक्सपेंसेस को बेयर कर लें, उतना आपका फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट बेटर माना जाता है। दैट्स वाई हम उनको डायरेक्ट मान के अपनी इनकम में से अब्सॉर्ब करके ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट निकाल लेते हैं। दैट्स वाई इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ एनी इंफॉर्मेशन, इफ एन एक्सपेंस हैज द कैटेगरी ऑफ डायरेक्ट एज वेल एज इनडायरेक्ट, हम उसे क्या अज्यूम करते हैं? डायरेक्ट। जितनी जल्दी जल्दी आप उसको अब्सॉर्ब कर लें, उतना आपके लिए बेटर होगा। अंडरस्टूड दिस? एवरीबडी कॉपीड दिस? एंड आई होप सो सबको फॉर्मेट क्लियर
Yes.
होगा प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट का। चिल्ड्रन, if we have gross loss, we'll put it on the debit side. वहां पे लिखते थे by gross loss transferred to PL. Here we write to gross loss transferred from trading. There we used to write on the debit side to gross profit transferred to PL. Here we write by gross profit transferred from trading. Thereafter, whatsoever incomes are now left over, all of them would appear on the credit side, and whatsoever expenses are left out, children, they all will appear on the debit side. So ऑपरेटिंग हो नॉन ऑपरेटिंग हो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, आपको आता हो चाहे ना आता हो। बट अगर नहीं आता होगा तो आप कैलकुलेशन और टेक्निकल क्वेश्चंस में गलती कर देंगे। एंड क्लास 12th यू वुड बी फिनिशिंग योर पेपर 45 मिनट्स अर्ली, क्योंकि 20 मार्क्स का पार्ट भी आपको छोड़ना पड़ेगा फिर, जिसके लिए 45 मिनट का टाइम मिलता है। समझ में आया? तो अभी अगर टाइम बचाएंगे कल ऑटोमेटिकली बच जाएगा। चलो, रेडी एवरीबडी? लेट्स स्टार्ट चिल्ड्रन। डू यू सी दिस क्वेश्चन नंबर 6, प्रिपेयर प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट ऑफ मिस्टर कंदन? आंसर? चलिए, वेरी क्विकली ड्रॉ अ फॉर्मेट ऑफ पीएल इन योर कॉपीज चिल्ड्रन। सेंटर फोल्ड कर लीजिए, पर्टिकुलर्स अमाउंट क्विकली। लेट्स स्टार्ट। So children, first and foremost, we'll be putting on the credit side gross profit or debit side? Credit side. Credit all incomes and gains. So we'll be putting by gross profit transferred from where? China? Japan. Trading account. Now the ball is in your court. Whatsoever sounds to act as income, we'll be putting it where, children? Credit side. And whatsoever sounds as expense, we'll be putting it where? Debit side. कोई भी ऑर्डर आपको जो मन हो। रेडी एवरीबडी? चलिए स्टार्टिंग से देखते हैं। ऑफिस रेंट चिल्ड्रन, एक्सपेंस और इनकम? विच साइड वी शुड पुट इट? डेबिट साइड। समझ गए? बी क्विक, बी क्विक, बी क्विक। सैलरीज चिल्ड्रन, एक्सपेंस और इनकम? विच साइड? डेबिट साइड। समझ में आई बात? देन चिल्ड्रन, प्रिंटिंग एक्सपेंस, डेबिट और क्रेडिट? डेबिट साइड। वेरी गुड। देन स्टेशनरी, डेबिट और क्रेडिट? डेबिट साइड।
Debit, sir.
वेरी गुड। टैक्स एंड इंश्योरेंस चिल्ड्रन, एक्सपेंस और इनकम? विच साइड? डेबिट साइड। अब समझ में आया? कॉन्सेप्ट सिर्फ ट्रेडिंग में ही होता है बस, पीएल बनाना बहुत आसान होता है, कूड़े का डिब्बा है पूरा का पूरा। देन चिल्ड्रन, डिस्काउंट अलाउड, एक्सपेंस और इनकम? एक्सपेंस। डेबिट और क्रेडिट? डेबिट। देन चिल्ड्रन, एडवर्टाइजमेंट, एक्सपेंस और इनकम? डेबिट और क्रेडिट?
Debit.
ट्रैवल एक्सपेंस, ये तो कोई अंधा ही बता देगा क्या है। एक्सपेंस और इनकम? एक्सपेंस। विच साइड?
So it's an expense. Debit side.
Discount received is what children? Income or expense? Income. Which side we'll put? Credit side. That's it. That's it. Which side do you feel like the total would be excess? कितना आएगा children?
So the credit sides.
254.
254.
And definitely debit side would be short. So income is more, expense is less. Any business having more expense and less income, it's in loss. Having more income and less expense, it is what? And here the profit will be known as net profit. Why do we write this transfer to capital? ये जब बैलेंस शीट पढ़ेंगे तो बताऊंगा। Profit children should be an asset for the business or liability for the business? Liability. Earned in the business ultimately be going in whose pocket? Businessman. Is he taking this money today only? He has reinvested it into the business. Obligation business का बढ़ गया, business के सिर पे बोझ है. जैसे कुछ लोग धरती पे बोझ होते हैं जो होमवर्क नहीं करते टाइम पे. ओके, तो अपने आप को लाइबिलिटी बोल सकते हैं. So get me the answer, children. Waiting for the response. Get me the answer. Of gross profit, net profit, children. 60.
So 67,000.
7,000. Let's see. Yes. What the answer, children? Yes, sir. Shall I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
The next question. Prepare profit and loss account of Mrs. Nalini for the year ended 31st December 2001. Gross profit is given to us, children. Do we need to prepare a training account also? No, no, no. So will people be able to do this? Chaliye, start fast. Chaliye. What is to be written first and foremost, children? By gross
So
profit.
by gross profit.
Very good. Discount paid, that is allowed. Where, children? Debit side. Salaries. Please don't assume, sir, salary income hoti hai. Businessman के लिए salary income नहीं होती. It's an expense. Which side, children? Debit. Very good. Discount received. Credit being an income. Rent, children. Is it said that it is paid or received? So in the absence of any information, what we assume? Paid. Where we'll be putting it? Debit side. Selling expenses also on the debit side. Carriage outward also on the debit. Interest received would be going where, children? Credit side. Very good. Then, children, selling expenses on the debit. Commission earned is an income or expense? Where we'll be putting it? Credit side. And income from investments, children? Credit side. This much understood well? Interest paid will appear where? Debit side. And selling expenses, children? Ho gaya debit side pe? Anything left out? Nothing. Chaliye. So which side do you feel like that the total would be high, more extra? Credit side. Get me the amount of gross profit. Oh, sorry, net profit. How much? 1,07,600. Very good. What the answer? Chaliye. Moving ahead to question number 8, children. Will people be able to do this? GP is already given or not? So trading account की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. चलिए, 4 minutes time, complete it very quickly. So children, we have GP on the credit side followed by commission, discount and interest. Commission, discount and interest. Debit side, we have salaries and wages, rent, depreciation, interest on loan, office expense, distribution charges, salesman salary, bad debts, stationery, printing, advertisement, taxes and insurance, followed by net profit. How much? 389,300. Understood how we prepared profit and loss account? Difficult? Very easy. Up trading PL ban gaya. Trial balance had how many items? 5. Asset, expense, capital, liability and income. So we have written swag Pepsi wala expenses and incomes. Kya kya bacha hai? Asset, capital, liability. These will go in balance sheet. Difficult hai koi? Trading account का concept clear रखिए बस. Nothing is difficult, children. Nothing. Got it? Got it, children? चलिए. So next we have what is called as combined trading and PL. Children, simple trading आपने अलग से पढ़ा हुआ है. When we used to get gross profit, हम क्या लिखते थे? To gross profit transferred to PL. But children, जब combined form में बनेगा तो changes क्या आएंगे आपके सामने हैं. Instead of putting what is called as transferred to PL, आप लिखेंगे gross profit carried down. Instead of putting transferred from trading, you will write by gross profit brought down. So this would be the line of control. इसके ऊपर ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट और इसके नीचे पीएल. डबल लाइन नहीं ड्रॉ करनी है टोटल में आपको. So instead of writing 2 gross profit transferred to PL, we'll be putting 2 gross profit carried down. Instead of putting by GP transferred from trading, we'll be putting by GP brought down. So if trading and PL both are asked in the question, please do not waste time and prepare it separately. Rather prepare it in combined form. समझ में आ गया? Children heard this well? चलिए बच्चों, अब एक क्वेश्चन में कंबाइंड ट्रेडिंग पीएल बनाते हैं. Prepare approximately a so-called 3/4 page format. Particulars amount. Heading would be trading and P/L account for the year ending 31st March 2002. So where both are asked, you prepare both. Where GP is already given, only PL account is asked. आपको ज्यादा चौधरी बनने की जरूरत नहीं है. नहीं, हम तो बनाएंगे ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट. आपको ट्रेडिंग बनाने की फिर जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, सिर्फ पीएल बनाना है. चलिए बी क्विक. चलिए ड्रॉ द फॉर्मेट फास्ट. So children, what do we write first and foremost in trading account? To opening stock. Put it very quickly. After opening stock, what do we write on the debit side? To purchases less purchase return. Check out the question and let me know. Do we have purchase and purchase return both given in the question? Then I've instructed everybody what to write on the credit side, children. Sales minus sales return. ये proficiency तभी आएगी when you have done the homework. अगर आपने homework नहीं किया तो आराम से keep sleeping, have sleeping mode activated. And thereafter children क्या लिखा करते थे हम? Closing stock. लिख दीजिए, value आपको मिल जाएगी, not to worry at all. You will get it, not to worry, not to worry. Then children, expenses की list में search out करिए. Will we be putting postage, bad debts in trading account? No. Carriage outward, children. Wages. Put it fast. Put it fast. Put it fast. सबने लिख दिया. Wages, children. Opening stock purchase less purchase return. Sales less sales return written. Closing stock is how much now visible? How much? 80,000. And expenses में आपने क्या लिखा? Wages. Then will we be putting salaries, stationery, interest वगैरह वगैरह? चलो. No, that's all in trading account. I hope so. और trading में कुछ लिखने लायक नहीं है. Which side assumed to be short at a glance? Debit side. So credit side is 295 plus 80. How much, children?